Good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie. Thank you for being on the call tonight. And tonight is all about the marketing plan. So last week we actually covered how to become a member, 35%, 42%, and then the basics of getting to supervisor. So this time we're going to go into how to really utilize the marketing plan and how to build lines of members and help them all go through supervisor together. And this might not be something that you know about, so we can't wait to share it with you. So we have some great people on the call tonight as well, and they're going to be sharing how they went supervisor, because it's definitely the best place to be. Okay, everyone gets there. It's just a matter of time. Just trying to find where my arrow is. It's on the white bit and I can't see it. There it is. Okay, so the marketing term part 2, getting to supervisor. So this is our job as a wellness coach. So as a Herbalife nutrition coach, we want to use our nutrition range to get our own level 10 result. And even me being on the products for 28 years, and I'm sure Rosemary can vouch the same, and Rita and anyone's been on the program for a long time, that you can continually work on your product result. So there's always something. You can work on your skin, or maybe gaining some lean muscle, or toning, or just trimming up a little bit. You know, you can work on your hair, or skin, whatever, nails, all sorts of things. So there's lots of different things, even with the targeted products, where you can constantly work on your results. Okay, you can create a new result in a few days if you wanted to, even with energy or the Glow Lean or something like that. So it's your level 10 result, and then you need to learn how to package your product in income stories. So this is really important. This is something Lydia's fantastic at, helping her team package their story. So you want to be able to share your product result in the most powerful way using the facts, and in a short version and a long version. So this is really important. This is something we do on our training calls as well. And you also want to also be able to package your income story on how, when you first got started, when you're part-time, if you're full-time now, how that grew, and really paint that picture with your story, because we need the income stories and the product stories for people to relate to. Okay, we always share our stories first, but then we share other stories that relate to that person. So we need everyone's story. You want to teach people to develop 5 brand new clients every month. Look, some people might be happy having 1 or 2 new clients a month because they're doing it really part-time and they're just building up gradually. But if someone's a business builder and they really want to make a difference, then they should at least be getting 5 new clients every single month, which means we've got to be talking to so many people. If I know I get 2 out of 10, well, I know how many people I actually have to speak to get that many. You want to develop 2 to 4 or more coaches on their way to the supervisor accumulation plan every single month. So you're getting people registered, because as we know, out of 10 people we register, 2 will be serious and probably wanting to build. A couple will just want to do it part-time. A couple will just want to use the products and maybe help a few people. And then there's 2 that aren't actually going to do anything at all. And sometimes you don't know who they're going to be. So you can't prejudge. You've just got to take them through the process, help them get results, and then let them fall where they may. That's how it works, okay? But if we need to do both of these, it's just like rowing a boat with oars. We have to retail and we have to recruit. We need to do both. And then you want to be able to maintain and retain your clients and coaches through our follow-up system, which we've got a fantastic follow-up system. It's second to none. And of course, Dr. Dana Ryan talked about this at the Spectacular, the distributor difference. It's not like they're just going into a shop and they never see that person again. No one's saying, what do you want, or how can I help you? What are your goals? And I'll be there with you the whole way. They'll go back to the shop, and they might not even get the same person serve them. So that's really important. And then to put them on our Facebook groups or these sort of calls to give them that follow up and support. And you constantly want to expose your clients and coaches to the Herbalife opportunity and the systemized training, inviting them to events, inviting them onto calls, sharing the links, and letting them know that what is available. Okay, so that's the thing, is always inviting until you get a no. So did anyone want to add to that?
No, that's great, Shelley.
Cool. Awesome. Oh, hi, Jan. Sorry, I didn't realize you were on, so that's cool. Yay, welcome to the call, Jan. I think Irene's had trouble getting on, so I hope she gets on soon. Okay, so becoming a supervisor. So the short answer is you can accumulate 4,000 volume points in 1 month. So that's probably one of the most popular ways at the beginning. So I know, Steve, are you able to talk on how you went supervisor?
Yeah, Shelley.
Yep.
I went supervisor in 1 month.
So
I joined in the April, and I went supervisor in the May.
cool. So what was your background like? What were you doing at the time?
I had a retail business.
So you had like a shop, a store?
Yep, I did.
Oh, so you're still working, and so you saw that as obviously working in an industry like that, you saw that as a really smart move.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Did anyone else do the supervisor in 1 month?
Oh, I did. Pardon me. Yes, with a friend. So the two of us went together.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to show that soon as well, so that'll be good. Was yours in a line as well, Jan?
Me, no, it was just myself.
So, and how did you do that, in 1 month or 2 months?
Was 1 month. The first month I got started, I only sort of did a bit, but then the second month I did 1,000 volume, turned that over, then sort of bought some extra.
Excellent. I think that's a really smart way to getting, 1,000 volume points and turning it over. And it's a nice amount of stock because if you do a shake party or a business launch, you're going to need inventory, aren't you?
Yep.
Excellent. So you can do it over 2 months, but this is how I did it. Took me about 12 months to kind of get going and get started. But once I knew what I was doing and I had a result, because I was so shy, it just took me a little while to kind of understand what was going on. Once I knew, then I started to get into action, and I did it over that 2 month period. So that was really cool. And then I was a fully qualified supervisor after that. And so retail, how did you go supervisor?
Shelley, I actually was a consumer then, and I noticed the benefit of the products. And my friend told me that I could become a supervisor even though I just used the product. So I thought it makes sense. And so I just bought the 4,000 volume point for my personal use because at that time I really wasn't looking at business. So that's how I became a supervisor in 1 month, 4,000 volume point as a loyal consumer.
Fantastic. And, but a lot of people do that, because they know they want to get the products at the best possible price. So thank you for sharing, Rita. Okay, so let's go on with the next way. So you can obviously do the 3 to 12 months. So this is one of our relatively new ways of getting to supervisor. So you accumulate 4,000 volume points, which I'm going to show you some examples. And I know, Lydia, that was something that you did. So you started off as a customer, is this right? Or did you get an income flyer? I'm just trying to remember now.
Yes, so I got a double-sided flyer, Shelley. So it was weight loss plus an income. So I got started with the products into my own product result for a couple of weeks and then looked at the business opportunity. So I actually took the long way, but that's okay. I went 500 volumes in the first month, which got me to senior consultant. And then I worked towards Success Builder, so 2,500 volume points over 3 consecutive months. And then I used what we call the accumulative. So by this time, I'd already had about 3,300 volume point up my sleeve, and it just rolled on. So cumulative. So as soon as I hit 4,000, I think it was 5,000 actually back then, 5,000 volume points. The following month, I went supervisor. So I'd done it over 7 months. And I was just doing the business very part-time around 3 children under the age of 3.5.
Wow. So does that mean you went qualified producer as well along the way? Is that what happened?
Yep. So I actually took every step in the marketing plan, which I find a lot of people don't sort of take advantage of that when they start the business. They try and do it over the 12 months, but just aiming for those goals in between. Like we always say, stretch ourselves and the magic happens in between. So that's what happened for me. I sort of went just for every marketing step, and then it just rolled straight up. So before I knew it, I'd already gone supervisor anyway. So just by reaching and going for the goals that were in front.
Excellent. And so that's the third way of going supervisor. Thank you for sharing, Lydia. And then there's the team and buddy system, so which a lot of people don't know about because obviously the 3 to 12 months gets heavily promoted. We want people to know that all the aspects and all the different ways of going supervisor. And as because we have the end of the month coming up in a few days, so I would really urge you to go back onto your BizWorks. If you have BizWorks, if you haven't, I would definitely recommend that you get it and have a look at who's getting close to different things in the marketing plan, particularly people with supervisor, and see if you can help them get there. I would definitely recommend that. So this is the really important time. The next few days, go and have a look and see if you can help anyone. And if you haven't got the recording for last week's, that was all helping them get to, from 25% to 35 to 42, etc. That's a great one for your new people. But anyone's been in the business a while and you can see that they're moving along, or maybe they could go in line with someone. This is what we want to teach them. So glad you got on the call, Irene. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much.
So how did you go supervisor? You and Com, what was your way?
Sorry, can you say that again? I didn't quite catch it.
What was your way of going supervisor?
Oh, well, in those days, we actually bought 4,000 volume points in one hit. And our thinking was at the time that if we didn't feel we were going to continue with the business, at least we could eat our business. And Tony also said, why would I work for $25 an hour when I can have $50 an hour? So his thinking was purely financial. And I was thinking, well, we'll just have good health for a long time if we don't make it into a business. But we did. With the help of Jan and Jennifer and all of the group in Sydney at the time, they were the most amazing people who totally had patience with a very frustrated man. Jan could tell you stories.
Particularly about donuts.
Yes, yes. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it was the best decision we ever made.
Yeah.
Changed our lives.
And I think we just sometimes have to be patient with people as well, because they don't always see it at the beginning, or they're shy. Like, Jan and I were really shy, or just not ready, or whatever it is. But if you just keep them in the loop and let them know you're always there. Like Tamara, she's just gone supervisor over 12 months on the 1st of February, and so I've congratulated her and everything, but she's just had a few life things come, and then just messaged her today and let her know about the summit. I said, oh, by the way, you've qualified for the summit reception and special supervisor training. Look, I know she's up near the Yeppoon area, so it's a fair bit. She can go to Cairnsville there, and I know it's a big, her husband works away, so I get it back. I need to at least tell her that she's qualified for it, and hopefully she can find a way of getting there. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And then I've got Kate, who was a supervisor a while ago, and she's got back into onto the products, and of course people have noticed again, and she's got 3 clients, and so she's already done 700 volume points accumulated. So I just said, oh, you're going to be supervisor before you know it. She goes, oh, so what do I need for that again? And so I got to go like a little message, and I said, when I catch up with you, she's coming over tomorrow morning, so I'll be able to sit down and just show her basic thing, but I'll also be able to send her this to have a look at as well, because I know it won't be long with the way she helps people. She's just got that natural thing that she's going to be back at 50% again, and then I want to help her stay there. And the only reason she said she dropped out was because she started listening to other people and what they were saying, negative people in the ear, not necessarily happy for her success on the products. And she said she won't do that ever again. So that's really cool. Okay, so let's move on. So this is the accumulated method. So this is what Lydia was talking about, what she did. And I'm going to show you a few different options on what you can do. So let's just say it's February, which it is. So that's very convenient. So it is February. So let's just say that example number 1, the person does 1,000 volume points in February. Now, they could do that as a success builder order and get it all at 42%. Absolutely, they could do it that way, or they could do it order by order if they wish to do it that way as well. So, of course, once they got to 500 volume points, they'd get to 35% anyway. So if they do 1,000 volume points in February, then 1,500 in March. Okay, the 1,500 means that they're going to be at 42%. But, of course, because 1,000 and 1,500 equals 2,500, and we know that qualified producer is 2,500 volume points between 1 and 3 months, consecutive months. That will make them permanent 42%. So by the 1st of April, they'll be permanent 42%, which means they get this at 42% anyway. And then in April, they've done 1,500 as well. And so that means that by the 1st of May, they'll be a fully qualified supervisor at 50%. So that's pretty cool. So that's just one example. I know that I was a little bit slower of accumulating my volume, but it doesn't really matter. So let's just say in February, example 2, they do 500 volume points. If they did it as in one order, they get it at 35%, and then they'd stay at 35% into the rest of the month. Or maybe they're doing order by order. It really doesn't matter as long as they're doing it at the pace they're comfortable with, but still let them know the options. It's really important. Then in March, they do 1,000 volume points. So this, again, could be a success builder order, or maybe they've done it order by order. So now they've got 1,500 volume points. In April, they do another 1,500 volume points. So I can see here in March, they would have been at 42%. And because they didn't get to 50% before the end of that month, they would have dropped back to 35. But because they've done another 1,500 volume points plus 1,000, there's 2,500 between 1 and 3 months. They're going to go a permanent 42%. So they qualify producer by here. And then they're going to finish off their supervisor volume in May. So by the 1st of June, they'll be a fully qualified supervisor at 50%. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. And yes, they can go to 35%. And yes, then they can go to 42%. And yes, then they can go to 50%. Or they can just go straight through to 50%. It doesn't matter as long as they're happy. But most people usually jump along to 1. This one here shows that they had a gap. So it doesn't matter if you miss a month because it's accumulated. It's not consecutive months. It's accumulation over between 3 and 12 months. It doesn't matter if they miss a month, as long as it adds up to that 4,000 volume points. Between 3 and 12 months, they're going to be a fully qualified supervisor. And then showing this one as well, 500, 500, 1,000, and they do 2,000. Again, they've done more volume than they need to become a fully qualified supervisors, but it doesn't matter how it's done. This is probably a nice way to see that it's gradually building. That's how you would want to see someone's business building, so that they're getting to that 2,500 volume points a month to get their full royalty, which we're going to cover in a minute. So the exciting part about the accumulated way to supervisor is that you can actually use 2,000 volume points of your team underneath you. So your team that aren't supervisors, you can use up to 2,000 volume points. So I know when Tamara went supervisor, so she had accumulated 2,000 herself, and then Helen underneath her, who lives not far from me, she has already done 2,000 as well. So Tamara was able to use 2,000 of Helen's and 2,000 of herself, and that's how she was able to do it. So this is really, really exciting. So just imagine, just by getting other people started, that volume is going to flow upwards. So did anyone want to add to that in some details about the accumulation method?
No, perfect.
Cool. So just remember, you have to do some work. You can't all just be from your team, but you can use 2,000 volume points of your team. So that's a really exciting way, and it's a really good way for clients that maybe even aren't even thinking about doing the business, that over time, and they start getting people come to them and referrals, and then they're helping some people, that they gradually just fall into the business and become a supervisor. So this is going to show you of how someone can get to supervisor over 3 months. So let's go through how this flows. So your first month. The first month with your person, you want them to order enough products for their own personal use and for about 5 clients, because we know they're probably going to do a business launch or shake party. So they could either do it order by order, or they could do 1,000 volume points at 42%, which means if they did it on the 1st of February as an example, they'd be at 42% all the way through to the end of that month. And then we want to help them put a 90-day plan into action, showing them what that setup stage is all about, so that they can start building some momentum in their business and treat it like a business. Okay, the second month. So now they've got 5 clients. Those 5 clients will need to reorder, plus they've got their own personal use. They might have maybe wanted to add in some targeted products or some H24 or even skin. Plus they're going to have 5 new clients. So they've got 5 existing clients and 5 new clients. That's 10 plus their own personal use. So now they're going to have 1,000 volume points from before, but they're also going to need an extra 500 volume points. And that again can be order by order, or they might have done another success builder order, and they're going to automatically get it at 42%. So even if they drop back to 35% at the beginning of that month, as soon as they do 1,000 volume points again, they're going to be at 42%. And then they've got the whole month to retail that to their clients, okay? So now they've done 1,000 in the first month, 1,500 in the second month. We know that that's going to put them at a qualified producer at permanent 42% for the rest of that time. So what a fantastic place to be, that 42% discount. It's so close to supervisor. And again, they're going to be able to earn wholesale profit, and they're getting a really good retail profit as well. Plus, now they're into their second month of their 90-day plan, which is the building stage. And this is where you want to teach them to be consistent, to be as consistent as possible with everything they're doing, so they're going to build that momentum faster. Okay, the first month can be tough when you're just starting out and you're trying to get everything going, but the second month you can really see things are starting to move. So let's get to the third month. So the third month now, they've got 10 existing clients plus 5 new clients. So now they have 15 clients that they're looking after, plus their own personal use, and they've probably upgraded onto the skin and other things and personal care by then too, because they want to try the whole product range, because then they can promote it and talk about it as well. So in that month, they've done their 2,500 volume points. Okay, so first 1,500 volume points is going to be at 42%. But because it's more than 4,000, so it's 2,500. So that first 1,500 will be 42, but the last 1,000 will be at temporary 50% supervisor. So you can call the warehouse and let them know when you've done your volume, your upline will help you with this, and they will help you put you at temporary 50%. So you can order that last 1,000 at 50% supervisor, which is really fantastic. So you've actually done 5,000 volume points in that month. You've done more than what you need. But now you've got a really great client base of 15 clients. You're helping them get results. Some of them are probably going to start upgrading to members as well. You'll find out of 15 definitely 2 that would want to do the business. So make sure you're exposing them to that. And you're doing your third month of your 90-day plan, which is the reaping stage, where you reap the most rewards from what you started at day 1. So you want to teach people how to, keep gauges, treat it like a business, keep their receipts. I know Jan gave some great tips on that last week and the week before, on just really treating your business like a business. So by month 3, you're at 50%. So that's the first of the 4th month at 50% profit, with a client base approaching 20 and a part-time income of around $1,500 to $3,000 a month based on ultimate programs. Now, it doesn't matter if you can do this in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. You still need to show someone how that they can accumulate this volume and what's possible. Okay, so I like to show this because if you've got someone that wants to move fast, you can show them how to move fast. And then if someone needs a bit more time, it's okay. You can show them how it doesn't matter if it takes 12 months to do this. Did anyone have anything they'd like to add to this?
No, not really.
Cool. Okay. So becoming a supervisor in 1 month. So this is where Jan, Irene, and Steve all did supervisor in 1 month. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. So that's a really great, and Rita as well. So there's 4 people on the call that did their supervisor in 1 month because they saw it as an excellent business decision, or maybe like Jan said, she'd got some confidence because she turned her stock over and she was able to get some more. So she had, some things really happening. So, help your team talk to their center of influence and help them get customers and referrals. And it's amazing how fast it will grow. And I was listening to a Mark Hughes training this week, and he was saying about that 72 hours. Their first 72 hours, if you can get cash in their pocket in the first 72 hours of their business, it really locks them in and gets them excited about the possibilities of the business. So just think of those things of who could I talk to for you? Who could I help? Who do you think that would love to, have great results like you? Or who do you think would like some extra income? Or who would you love to work with because they're fun and you just, enjoy being in their company? So this is something that Irene was talking about, that when she did her supervisor orders, she could just order 4,000 volume points. There's a couple of little changes, so let's go through that. So you can accumulate 4,000 total in 1 month, 4,000 volume points, with 1,000 unencumbered. So I know Lindy was mentioning this. So unencumbered means that there's 1,000 volume points not used by anyone else. So remember, you've got members underneath you as well, and the volume flows up. So you want to make sure that you're actually ordering some personal use products as well, that you've got your own clients, that you're setting that example, so that you've at least done 1,000 volume points under your ID number. and that you can actually use the rest from your team. So often it ends up being more than that, of course, because we've got more clients. So if we're going to buy the inventory as an order, so a new member may only personally purchase a maximum of 1,100 volume points in their first order. Now, the reason for this is because we want to make sure people have got, you know, they're loving the products, you know, that they know what they're doing, and that they're making that good business decision. You know, we're with the gold standard that's come in now, we really want to make sure that we're getting people that come in that are doing the right thing. They're not just, it's not just about money. They're not just going to put the products under their bed and not ever use it. We don't want that. I know Australia is one of the biggest retailers in the world with Herbalife because we're very strong on that. And this is why this has come through, because they want people to be strong on the products. So then a new member may only personally purchase 3,999 volume points in their first 10 days. So, you know, when you think about it, if someone's getting started, generally by the time you've got them registered and gone through the career manual, worked out their goals, got them selling the products, 10 days has probably gone by anyone. If they're really serious about going supervisor in 1 month, then I'm sure they can wait until 11 days, I'm thinking. What does everyone else think? So, you know, because we really want to make sure they're serious, that they love the products before they go in and do a business decision like that. Okay, is it available? Absolutely, but that's, you know, they have to wait until day 11 basically to become a fully qualified supervisor, and I think that that's perfectly fine for that time to go through. It also probably gives you an opportunity to get them on a call like this, or get them to an STS or something like that. So did anyone have anything else they wanted to add to that? No, cool. So let's go on to, this is just going into the supervisors in a line. I guess the 2-month thing was kind of fairly basic to work out. You just do 2,000 volume points, so 4,000 volume points over 2 consecutive months, which is fine, with 1,000 unencumbered, of course. So this is a line of 2 supervisors. So let's go through this. So this is really exciting. So you want to make sure that the people all know each other, that they, you don't want to have it where they're total strangers. These people need to know each other, okay? So, and you want to make sure that when you get Alison registered, that she does the work to get Peter. You can help her, talk to the person, but, you know, you shouldn't just be putting someone, if you knew Peter, you shouldn't be putting Peter under Alison. They should know each other, and Alison should be doing the work to find this person. That's how I would see it. And so normally you would have to do, Peter would have to do 4,000 volume points, and Alison would have to do 4,000 volume points. But in this line of 2, which is fantastic, in 1 month, they can share the volume. So basically, in this example, Alison's doing 2,500 volume points, and Peter's doing, he's doing 2,500 volume points too. So it's a total of 5,000 volume points. So this is how it looks on the paperwork. Let me show you. So at the warehouse. Oops, I haven't gone too far. Nope. Cool. So at the warehouse, it shows, the application form shows like this. It shows that Peter's done the 4,000 on the bottom, and then Alison's done her 1,000 unencumbered, which means not used by anybody else. Okay, it has to be done that way. She can't have done, you know, 899 and he's done the rest. She at least has to have done 1,000 under her ID number. And of course, she's done 2,500, so it's perfectly fine. But then we put the paperwork in, and then both of these people in the next month will become a qualified supervisor the next month. So this is really exciting. And guess what you can do? It doesn't stop at 2. You can add different lines. So let's go for the next one. This is a line of 3. I think the record, I thought the record was 32, but it might have been more. Does anyone know what the record was?
Oh, it was more than that, I think. Are you talking Australia or overseas?
Overseas, I think.
I think Larry Shine had the highest amount of people in 1 month. It was something like, I think it might have been about 40 or 50 people.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
incredible volume that month, absolutely incredible. Gary and Jennifer's highest volume was 50 or 51,000 volume in 1 month.
Wow.
And you can see, you know, as long as all the people know each other in a line, the more people you add, the less volume they have to do. Okay, so except for the, obviously the 1,000 unencumbered, that always comes into it. So the minimum they have to do as it goes down would be that 1,000 unencumbered. So this is a line of 3. just to make it easy. It doesn't always have to fall this way where they've done exactly the same volume, because Wendy might have done 4,000 and Peter might have done 1 and Alison might have done 1, or it might have happened in odd numbers. But as long as they've at least done 1,000 themselves under their own ID number, and they've done 6,000 in total between the whole 3, they will all become fully qualified supervisors in 1 month. So this is how the supervisor application form looks: 4,000 on the bottom and 1,000 at the top. And there's a line of supervisor paperwork. If you're not sure about it and you're wanting to do it, then just contact Herbalife and they'll definitely help you out on how to submit it. There's plenty of times when I've been on the phone and trying to work out how to write everything and place it, and it's really exciting when you've got lines of people going through like that. So you've obviously had lines going through before, Jan?
Yep, absolutely. I think my highest once was 32.5.
32,500 volume points.
And Glenn Marine, 1 month, he had 27.5.
Wow. How cool is that? Rosemary, you went through in a line?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and I've also taken others through in a line. And I must admit, I helped, went through Adelaide as well, and Gary was always there to support me as well. So yeah, it's great to have people to, assist you. And you're never 100% sure because you don't want to stuff up the paperwork.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And Linda, you went through in a line?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was actually ready to go on my own, but then Jill said, no, you don't leave me behind. So we both went up together, and that's what we chose to do. Yeah. And then it was because both of our partners at the time weren't that they didn't want to join in. So we hid our products in the garages for a while. It was quite funny. So yeah, you do what you have to do sometimes.
That's right.
Like Irene.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, but it was a good way to go, and it was also good for us because then we got to learn a different way to do paperwork so that we could then show somebody else. So it was a good learning curve for us as well.
Yep. Excellent. So, well, let's move on. Oh, sorry, Rita, you've got your hand up. Sorry, I'm not very good at seeing the hands up. You probably noticed. I'm trying to look at slides and talk and listen at the same time. So, Rita, did you want to add something? Sorry.
No, I was just moving my hair.
No, I think it was Rita. Rita was going to. Rita, did you want to add anything? No, that's okay. Yep, please feel free to jump in if you want. I'm just going to check that we haven't missed anyone on the call. I'm clicking through. Okay, so we've got everything. Awesome. So this is a really exciting way of going supervisor, these lines. And it's usually just finding, like I'm just looking at Kate at the moment. I know that she's got 3 clients, which obviously will end up being first line. None of them are registered as yet. She's kept them all at retail because obviously she wants them to understand the value of retail, but they're not ready to do that. And but I can see that this could easily happen within her group. So I'm just checking that something came down, a notification. Check in the chat. Let me have a quick check. So Rita just said, that's okay. No worries, Rita. That's awesome. But yeah, that's okay. Always remind me if you want to speak. Sometimes I kind of whiz through. Okay, so this is the 2-month method. Oh, okay, so this is the one that I did. So accumulate 2 months, accumulate 4,000 volume points over 2 consecutive months with 1,000 unencumbered. So that's how I went supervisor. Like I said, it took me about 12 months to actually realize what I was doing and think that I wanted to do it as a business. And then because I was just hanging around the Herbalife office because I was homesick from my family. I just moved away from home and I really enjoyed being around these positive people, and that's really what kept me around. And Merv basically ended up throwing me into different things, like HOMs and things like that, and kept me around, which was I'm grateful that he did. So this is the 2-month team of 2 supervisors. This is one that most people don't know about and sometimes can get confused about. And it's really, really powerful. I know Jennifer gets very excited about this one here because it's so easy for people to go supervisor. So just imagine if we're all getting serious about recruiting, because we need to recruit, we need to be excited about recruiting, and we let people, the more people know about this. So let's go through it. So this is 2 people, and we're going to go through to 3 people as well. So we've got June. And in June, Bruce does 1,000 volume points and Mary does 1,000 volume points. So therefore, they've got 2,000 volume points in total. Then in July, Bruce does 2,000 volume points and Mary does 1,000 volume points. So it's 3,000 in total. So over 2 months, there's 5,000 volume points between them. They've both done 1,000 unencumbered, as you can see, which is really important in each month. And this is how the supervisor paperwork will show. 4,000 on the bottom and 1,000 on the top. So if they do this over 2 months, they can both go supervisor in a line of 2 in 2 months. Pretty exciting, don't you think? I think this is really, really exciting. I remember ringing Gary about it once going, is that right? That's way too easy. And he's like, yep, that's right. And then Jennifer's like, yes, this is right. So this is something that we need to be really aware of, especially as your team's growing and they're building underneath it. You say, wow, just imagine if I've got some people that are doing this and I can help them go supervisor over 2 months, but I need to show them how to do it. Remember to give Herbalife a call and get the supervisor application so that you can just check it all off, or get your upline that's experienced in doing the lines over 2 months to help you with the paperwork. Once you've done it a few times, it's easy. Okay, and then this is a 2-month team of 3, and obviously it can be, it can go more than 3 people as well. So you have January, Jack does 1,000, Jill does 1,000, and Noddy does 1,000. I'm not sure where the names came from. I think Gary chose them. And then in February, Jack did 1,000, Jill did 1,000, and Noddy did 1,000 as well. So they've all done 1,000 unencumbered, so under their own ID numbers that no one else is using. And so it equals 3,000 volume points in January and 3,000 volume points in February. So this is 3 coach become supervisors in a line of 2 using the 2-month qualification. Okay, so let me just click on. So this is how the application form is going to look. That's 6,000 volume points in total. 4,000 at the bottom and then 1,000 unencumbered each at the top. So that's how the paperwork will look. And so 3 people can go supervisor over 2 months just by doing 1,000 volume points each. How exciting is that? Is that like the most exciting thing you've ever seen? Yep. So we really want to get clear on these different ways of going supervisor that we can use to promote as we're starting to recruit. So I want you to get really excited about this, and even if you can even take a screenshot and print it off or write the circles out and start remembering and put it on here. Like at the moment I've got the extravaganza stuff up and I've got my monthly order thing up here as well, but put this up here so it reminds you to talk about it. Okay, so now did anyone want to add anything to this? Who thinks this is exciting?
Absolutely. Yeah, fabulous.
I know, so, and it just seems so simple, doesn't it? You think, you know what, I reckon I could get a line of 3 people to do 1,000 volume points each.
Yeah.
And then do that 2 months in a row, because then they've just did what Jan did when she got started. She got 1,000 volume points and turned it over, right? Is that what you did, Jan?
Yeah.
So how did you turn it over? What did you do to turn it over?
At that point, it was just really for personal usage. I wasn't doing the business then. But because I got Michael on the products for weight gain, my daughter was on it for weight loss, and eventually I got Mike on it, but I just loved the products.
Yeah.
So it was mainly for personal usage at that point.
Cool. So how did you turn your products over, Rosemary?
I remember having, it wasn't even a shake party then, because we didn't. We just had a video, and Judith Talbot came and watched the video, and my profit then over 10 days was over $800. So that was in the very first month. I knew nothing about. All I knew was to swallow the tablets and the shakes and and got the energy, and I wanted to go and see Mark Hughes, and so did Loretta, my friend. So it was just, told what to do, and we did it, and it was the best thing we ever did, to be honest.
You had a strong enough why.
Yes, I had a strong enough why. Sure did.
You found the way. Lindy, how did you turn your stock over?
It was all for personal use for me, although at the time I was working in a not-for-profit group, and so some of the ladies there from being sedentary and not moving. I had a huge order turnover of joint support for a long time, but most of it was for me, for personal use, to lose weight.
Awesome. And Irene, how did you turn over your stock?
Well, for us, we found that our friends we thought were actually acquaintances. And so we did walk and talk. That's what we did. It was, it was definitely not the easiest way, but we found that we had to, we knew there are more people that you don't know than you do know. And our family at that time was so far away, and distance was definitely, it's the same distance, but it was harder or longer, further. And so we went to the people we didn't know, and we literally went walking and talking.
I love
we had to order in the same month.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, we were using it, both Connie and I and the girls. So between our personal use and walking and talking, we were able to turn it over.
Awesome. Fantastic.
It's hard work. I remember it.
What about you, Lydia? How did you turn over? Because I know you have stock because you live in a country town, and it makes sense to carry some stock on hand. So how are you turning your stock over?
Just getting that first line and asking for referrals. So that's how I got to supervisor. Was just walking and doing flyers. And because I just moved to town, I'd only been here 12 months, and home restricted with the kids. So it was flyers all the way for me. And once I got that first, friends, that from Mothers Group, and just got that first handful, I guess, and really helped them get great results, and then just asked them for a referral. So doubling my clientele every month. And as I said, sort of, 500 volume the first month, and then work towards the 2,500 over the 3 months. And just asking friends for help, like, this is where I want to be in the marketing plan. Can you help me get there? Who do you know?
Yep.
So.
And so how important do you think it is now, being in the business, being in a country town, having stock on hand?
Absolute must. I talk till I'm blue in the face to up and coming supervisors. Mostly, obviously we work with a lot of women, not saying we don't work with men, but we know what women are like, and it's like chasing a hairstyle or a haircut, and then when you see the picture, you want to get into the hairdresser that day, and then they tell you next week, and it's just deflation. So if you're serious about the business, you need at least 4 to 5 full programs on the shelf at all times, unless you're wasting your time.
Thank you. Great tips. So Lydia's doing amazing in the business in her country town. So yes, you always learn from success, all those tips as well. So thank you for sharing, Lydia. Rita, how did you turn your stock over?
Shirley, as I said, I was a consumer.
Yep.
So I
you ate some.
learn to use the product properly. But mind you, I eventually went to the meeting, and then when I learned that, what I did was, talk to people. I love talking to people. In the beginning, we did a lot of flyers, lots. There wasn't internet then.
Excellent. Yep. Well, flyers definitely work, and you're right. I think most of us got started in the business when there was no internet. So thank you for sharing, Rita. And Steve, how did you turn your supervisor order over?
Initial order was I actually consumed myself, basically, and my customers were noticing the difference in me, my energy and my weight loss, and all wanted to know what I was doing. And by the time my supervisor came, I had one customer after my first order, and when my supervisor order came in, I nearly freaked with this amount of stock I saw coming in. I had to talk to more people, and it was, and I basically was gone within the first month, but the second month I didn't quite get to 2,500. So, and it just kept going. It just kept going from there.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. And of course, I didn't get any stock. I basically did it order by order. I was in Adelaide, so was I almost like living at the warehouse? Yes, probably. I was going there a lot of times, sometimes there twice a day. to go and pick up stuff and then go and deliver it. And I was just doing that. But I was in Adelaide where the warehouse was. So even though the warehouse has moved a couple of times. And I just did it order by order. So yes, I definitely have stock now. Being in Gympie in a small country town, definitely need to have stock on hand because it takes 5 working days to get the products here. And so, you know, you want, if someone's got it, you want to have it on hand. And it definitely makes a huge difference. So there are all the different things. I think that was lots of great info that you've all shared. So thank you for doing that. And I hope you're really excited about this team of 3 supervisors in a row over 2 months, how simple that is. It's so exciting. So why become a supervisor? And sometimes you need to let your new person know that this is the best place for them to be. It takes full advantage of the marketing plan and it maximizes all areas of income. You know, you're going to make 50% retail profit, between 8 and 25% wholesale profit, royalties of 5% on 3 levels as you build your teams of supervisors. It sets a good example for your current and future coaches. You qualify for special supervisor schools like the ones coming up at the summit. And also you qualify for the vacation. So the vacation in Vietnam, supervisors can qualify for that, and you can attend extravaganzas. So they're all so many good reasons. And I just remember Merv always saying to me, supervisors never miss out on money. So that's what I used to remember. So once you become a supervisor, you want to then start building your Herbalife house and learning how to do your 2,500 volume points every single month so that you can get your full 5% royalties. So your supervisors need to know that if they don't do the full 2,500 and they've got supervisors underneath them, if they've only done 5,000 volume points, you're going to get a 1% royalty. 1,000 volume points is 2%, and so on. So if you do 2,500 volume points, you get your full 5% royalty. So this is really important to teach your supervisors how to consistently do 2,500 volume points a month or more. They don't have to stop there, of course. So, and I know that a lot of you are hitting more than 2,500 volume points a month. So the foundation, like your foundation of your house, is your own personal use. And you've heard pretty much everyone on the call, most of you ate your supervisor order, and from that it just snowballed, which is fantastic. So you want to at least order, you know, so on average, you've probably got your new people ordering around 200 volume points plus for personal product use. It's okay if it's more because they might have family members and things like that on as well. Then you have your brand new clients that you're getting every single month, and they're, you know, say the average program's around 100 to 120 volume points. It's around 600 volume points for your clients. Sometimes it ends up being more than that because we've probably all got more than 5 clients. But then you have your repeat clients. So you've always got your brand new ones coming in every single month, and then you've got your people repeating. So that can add a nice amount of volume each month as well. But then, of course, some of your clients will then want to become either VIPs or members, and they'll be ordering themselves. So these basically, all this volume here, this 1,200, 1,400 volume points, it's under your ID number. And then this one here is under your member's ID number. So this is the volume that flows up. And then just to finish off the roof of your house, this extra 500 volume points is from upgrading your clients onto other products like the skin or the 24, personal care or targeted nutrition. If you're using it, you'll tend to talk about it. So let people know other things because they're probably buying it anyway. You may as well get them to buy from your store. Okay, and the same thing here too. Your VIP members and your members, they will learn more about products, going to trainings and things like that, and they're more likely to upgrade. So this volume point either can be under your ID number or it may be under your members' ID numbers, but that's just to make the roof of your house. So you've got a very stable business. It's not all just, you're not just all buying for your own personal use. You've got clients, you've got members, and it's just building from there. So this gives you a solid 2,500 volume points every single month. Now, just say though, you want to start helping some of these members on their 3 to 12 month, or sorry, could be 1 month, 2 months, lines of 3, getting them to supervisor. This is when you can be doing your 5 or 10,000 volume points a month or more. Like Jan said, 32,500 volume points in 1 month. Who would like to be doing that? So who would like to do that every month? Yes, that's right. Lindsay, I knew you'd put your thumb up for that. So this is how you do it. You obviously do your Herbalife house, but you want to build a royalty income through duplication. You want to duplicate yourself and other people. You want to teach them to do this as well. This is where it gets really exciting. So if you've got 2 to 4 members every single month accumulating to their 4,000 volume points, so you're helping them to do success builder orders or to go qualified producer or to get 500 volume points in one order at 35%, whichever it is, to help them accumulate to their supervisor. If you've got 2 to 4 members every single month doing that, this is going to help you to do your 5,000 to 10,000 volume points per month. Okay, and we're always told 10,000 volume points a month solves everything, gives you fantastic retail profit, great wholesale income. It helps you pretty much qualify for everything you possibly can that Herbalife puts up. So why not go for it? And so who's done 10,000 volume points in 1 month before? Irene?
Yes.
Yep. Jan?
Yep.
Lindy, have you done that yet? On your list?
Not yet.
So Steve, have you done 10,000 in 1 month?
No, I haven't.
Not yet. That's cool. Rita? Have you done 10,000 in 1 month, Rita? That's okay. You can come back. Rosemary?
Yes, I've done it.
Yep, and I have too. So, you know, is it typical? No. Is it possible? Absolutely. So just by focusing and building, it can happen. So I'm excited to see, and I can't wait to see when everyone else does it as well. It's a very exciting time. So these are the different ways of getting to one supervisor, teaching someone to go world team. So world team, you can do 3 different ways. You can do 10,000 volume points in 1 month. You can do 2,500 volume points. So I love this one because it teaches the Herbalife House times 4 months in a row, so consecutive months, or they can get a 500 royalty point check, which means in their supervisors underneath them, their supervisors are doing 10,000 volume points or more. Okay, so they're the 3 ways you can go supervisor, world team. And the special world team trainings, you get a special world team pin. It's really, really exciting. And this is what helps you to lead onto active world team.
Shelley, it's Jen here.
Yep.
Can't you, I think I've read somewhere, and I think you can do, can't you do 5,000 volume 2 months consecutively now?
I thought that was for active world team.
Okay.
Is it for, I will check though. I will check that. Thank you for bringing that up. That would be awesome if that is true. So I will ring them and find out.
Check up on it, because I can't see. Okay, active world team is obviously different. You need your royalty, but I can't see why the volume won't be different.
So let me check, Jen. I'll definitely add that on if that is the case. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's cool. But it's definitely for active world team because I just went and checked it all over the weekend to make sure. So active world team means that you are mastering every single aspect of what it took to go world team in a 6-month period of time. So it's got to be done in the 6 months. So you've got to do 2,500 volume points 4 months in a row. You can do 10,000 volume points in 1 month, or the new one which Jan was talking about with 5,000 volume points in any 2 months of the 6-month qualification period. So that's quite exciting. It's not 2 months in a row, but it's 2 months in any of that 6-month qualification. So I just read all the fine print of this. So that makes it a lot easier for some people to do this as well, because sometimes 10,000 can be a bit daunting. And they have to do 500 royalty point check as well, which means they've got 10,000 volume points under their supervisors in their 3 levels, of course. So that is really exciting. And these are some of the benefits you get becoming active world team. You have the Rising Star experience, which is new, and of course we never got to do that ourselves in the business. So what an exciting thing that you get, flown to, an event of your choice, and you've got the hotel package, and it's just, you get picked up, by limo, and it's just quite an amazing experience, airfares and everything. You get some food paid for as well, like your meals voucher. So there's a whole range, and you get to share your story at one of the STSs or events. So that's really exciting. And they did a special one at the Spectacular, where a lot of people got their Rising Star experience there. You get an active world team pin and certificate. You get on-stage recognition, as I was saying, plus you get that at your major events as well. You get a one-off US 500 special bonus, so I have a $500 special bonus. And this basically means that you've developed the 3 essential skills of retailing, recruiting, and retaining. and over 97% of Active World Team requalifies supervisors, so it's really high. And we also know that over 40% of Active World Team become Get Team. So it's really giving you that momentum of moving forward in the business. Is it 40% or 80%? I think it was 40. So I will check that one, that as well, and add that in. So this is a really great way of helping your people move forward and knowing that they're more fairly likely to go into the tab team and beyond by doing this. And the great thing about it is I know if I help 2 Active World Team members qualify, and I do that, you know, I'm helping, you know, 6 say, and I help them do that over a period of time. That will also help you to become a Get Team member and so on. So it's actually a nice way of being able to break it down into helping. If you help people get what they want, you will get what you want, basically. So this is the thing that's in the career manual. I know I went through it last week, but I just thought I'd go through it again. So this is in the career manual because it's showing you how to qualify as a Get Team, Millionaire Team, and President's Team. So, and it's teaching the Herbalife how. So we just went through teaching people how to do 2,500 volume points. So is there going to be some people in your organization that do 500 volume points a month? Yes. Some are going to do 100. Some are going to do 5,000. Some you're going to get, you know, people that just want to go for it and are doing their 10,000. So there'll be lots of different people doing different things, not always exactly the same. But what this is showing you is that if you duplicate yourself and find 2 people over a period of time that want to become supervisor and business builders, and you teach them how to do a minimum of 2,500 volume points a month, and then you teach them to find their 2 people, and then you teach them how to find their 2 people, which gives you 14 people in your organization as supervisors, all doing their 2,500 volume points a month or more. That's going to give you 20,000 volume points in your supervisors, which is a royalty override of 1,000 royalty points. So this is how you become a Get Team member. 3 months in a row of 1,000 royalty override points. So it gives you a royalty check of, I think that's $1,800. And so I'm just trying to add it up here. And then you also get your bonus check. And the exciting thing about bonuses, and I know that Jan and Irene and Rita will all know about this, that getting that bonus check on top of your royalty is often more than what your royalty is. And it's on infinite levels in your organization. It goes to all your whole organization. It's very, very exciting. Extra 2% for Get Team members, an extra 4% for Millionaire Team members, an extra 6% for President's Team members. So this is here, Get Team, around $4,400 a month in your royalties and bonuses, not even including your retail on top of that. So, you know, you could easily be earning an extra $5,000 a month as a Get Team member. But let's say it took you 5 to 7 years, that even if it took you 25 years, what does it matter if you found 5 supervisors who found their 5, and you had 125 supervisors in your organization all doing their 2,500 volume points. I mean, what else are you going to do with the time anyway? You might as well be building towards this and having the possibility of earning $76,000, $725,000 a month. And there's people that are on the call, Jennifer, that are earning this. And we're not saying it's typical, but we're saying it's possible. And, you know, the river forever flows. We're never going to run out of people to help and talk to. And you want to start sharing the possibilities with people. So did anyone have anything they wanted to add to this?
No. Fine, it's good.
Cool. So make a copy of it and put your photos here so that you're visualizing yourself be here. I know Jan's so strong on visualization. Start doing those things as well.
And thanks to Jan, I've got a really good vision board now. Thanks, Jan.
Yeah, so I would just do a copy of that in the career manual, put your photos up the top and really imagine yourself there. And I thought this was very fitting for our training tonight, that a leader is one who knows the way, who goes the way and shows the way. And it's been great watching a lot of Mark Hughes this week and last week, just getting back to basics and the way he explains things so simply about the products, and that you're really talking from the heart and getting back to that why. You know, he has that such passion for helping people and not wanting people to suffer like his mum did. And, you know, I love being reminded of that, because sometimes, you know, you're on calls and things like that and that's not discussed. So I love just getting back to that right back to the basics of why this company started, and maybe even why did you start in the company as well. So I want you to take that passion and drive and get out there and finish off the month strong. We've got a few more days. So Thursday night, midnight, is end of February volume. Just go for it and see how many more people you can touch and ask more referrals. I love what Lydia said, you know, ask for referrals because it's a great way of doubling your client base. So who doesn't want to double their client base, and why not do that for our members and our team as well, and double our team. So get out there and do more walk and talks and flyers, get back onto BizWorks and just see who needs help getting to that next level, and see who needs help finishing strong, and just ask the questions. And the worst they're going to say is, no, I don't want to do that, but then you might have planted that seed, so keep planting the seed. So remember the summit's coming up as well, so I can see a lot of the flyers coming out for that on the Master Blast. Help your people qualify for supervisors so they can get there. See who's already qualified as a new supervisor over the last 3 months so that you can promote this event to them. It's open to all members, but there's special supervisor training, a special cocktail evening. So get them there, and Kim Brome is going to be in Brisbane and Cairns, and there's lots of other speakers all over Australia. So did anyone want to add anything about what's coming up for events for this month or next month?
Next month, well, the beginning of the month, we will be in Gympie.
You will be. Let me stop sharing for a second so I can see everyone's lovely faces. So yes, we've got our Let's Go March. So thank you.
Yeah, and we're hoping that to bring 2 more people with us. Just depends, but the willingness is there.
Excellent. Well, I know Kate's making her amazing mint chocolate bliss balls, so they'll be served at Saturday. So yes, if you know anyone in Gympie, who do you know, at 1 o'clock at the Gympie Lifestyle Centre, we're going to be having our Let's Go March event, where I'm going to be sharing a lot about Dr. Dana Ryan's training from the Spectacular, and talking about healthy aging and how to fuel your body, get to sample some of the products, hear lots of results as well, and we're going to be doing some mindset too, so get that mind right. So everyone's absolutely welcome to come. And yeah, any of your events that you have in your local area, doesn't matter how big or how small, make sure you put it on Challenge Yourself Daily. So thank you everyone for being on the call. Welcome to Rita. It's her first time being on the call. Thank you so much, Rita. And I hope you've all got a lot out of it. I'm going to convert this. You're most welcome, Rita. And I'm going to convert it, send the recording out, and you share it with your team. And remember that 2-month method with the line of 3, how exciting that is. They've only really got to do 1,000 bone points each over those 2 months, and they all become supervisors. How cool is that?
That's good.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shelley. Night, everyone.
I'm going to go put these girls to bed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing.
Bye.
Thank you, Shelley. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Rita. Speak to you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.